Okay, I've got the doors built for the gatehouse over here. I promised my son I'd get this project done so that we could get the tools out of the back seat of our car. So for like 3 years now, we've been transporting bow saws and chainsaws and axes and stuff in the back seat. And there's been a few times where he's almost put his hand down on something like that, getting in and out of the car. Anyways, I'll be really happy to have this stuff also cleaned up and over here in our shed. So, but before I put it in there, I'd like to have some doors on. I hate mounting doors, but that's what we're going to go through today. I didn't bother to film the actual building of the doors because it was pretty straightforward, but they were done with spruce, pine. And the back side here I'll just show quickly. So once I put my boards together, I just put a board here on the top, another one there on the bottom, and then this board here, I just lined it up with the corner there and the corner down there, and marked it where it needed to be cut the thing off, and then you have your lateral support running down there. So nothing too fancy, but they should make some pretty darn solid doors because that stuff is at least 3/4 inch. I'd have to measure, but it's 3/4 inch, if not 1 inch thick. And we therefore needed some pretty heavy-duty hinges. So I'm going to take those over and show you how I would go about mounting this thing. Okay, so the door's 76.5 inches. So I came down roughly 18 inches. You divide it into quarters. It's not exact, but 18 inches would be about roughly 1/4 of the way down. And then to get the first hinge lined up, I'm going to use my level over here and make sure that it's nice and straight right there. So then I just need a couple extra hands. I'd say right there. And we'll put our second screw in. These doors, I want them to swing outwards like this so that they're not taking up room on the inside of my building. As it is, it's not that large of a shed, and so I'd rather the doors swing out this way. Fourth hinge is going on right now. I've got them on as straight as I could using the level here. It's difficult because like right there, sometimes the screws pull a little bit in the wrong direction. One of these to go in and hold the thing straight, then the other ones I can put in and it won't matter so much if they're a little bit off. But you've got to get 2 screws in that hold the hinge level before you tighten down your others. There, that one did it. Okay, so 4 hinges are now on. Tightening down the last screw, and then we move on to mounting the doors on these hinges. Now what I usually do for this, you have to keep your door off the ground a little bit, obviously, so that it operates smoothly, and in order to get the door nice and level. With this here, the door jamb and this going this way. So what I usually do is set up something like this here, and again I'll use my level and just make sure that these boards are level here, and it's pretty good where it is right now. It looks like this end might have to come up just a tiny bit, or sorry, go down a little bit, so that one has to come up just a little bit. And that could be as simple as a piece of bark here. Just slide that in. And then let's have a look here. All right, so that shows level. So now I'll get the first door, and that way I can set it on this to help stabilize it for when I try to put the screws into the door from the hinges here. Okay, so there's door number 1 in position. Now I just got to get something put on here. Of course, I have no screws in my pocket. Here with me today to push on the back of this door to keep it from doing what it's doing. Always helps having my little guy here to help, and it keeps me company. Okay, first one's in. That went pretty good, actually. I had to do this door really tight to the door jamb over here, because if I'm not mistaken, my doors are going to be really tight in here. The way they were built, I'm actually worried I might have to shave a little bit off one of the doors. Okay, door number 2. And it's going to be a really tight fit. I'm praying it works. Whoa. Just barely ekes in there. I mean, that crack is no bigger than the crack between the boards here. Wow. But they're on here and without too much cursing. We try to keep it family friendly. Pretty well seamless in between the 2 doors. So we'll put the rest of the screws on, and then we just got to hope they open okay. Okay, I'm glad I took a better look at this before I tightened all my screws down, because using these cheap flimsy boards here. It had sagged a little bit, and this door was lower than this one, so I had to jack it up underneath in order to level them again. So I removed my first couple screws, and now I'm just putting them back in here again. Besides that, this project went pretty smooth. I think it's going to work well. Okay, I've got enough screws in here, I think, to support the weight of the door. I'll put my last couple in after I see that they operate. So, the moment of truth. We're going to take this stuff out of here next. Let's see if these things open and close well. Ah, perfect. And if anything, these are all treated now with a water seal. So they may shrink a little bit. I don't expect them to swell though. And awesome. They work perfectly. So excellent. I ran out of building materials. I need some more stuff. So I need to get a header at the top of this. And I need some more metal roofing. And I need a few more of the half rounds in order to do spots like this to cover the corners. And I've got a little section here of a few feet on that wall I still have to do with half rounds. And then I'll piece together the top up there. The front of it I already mentioned is pretty much done. I'm just going to put some screen in there so that we get some south-facing sun coming in through the 2-foot gap up at the top on this side of the structure. But things almost done. Okay, here's from the inside looking out through the doors we just put on. And another thing I should run past is that because these doors open outwards like this, when they close, you don't want to have that play in them, especially if you never want your door kicked in. So how I fix that, and I'm just going to use this board. I measured, it's 53 inches across here, and this is only 49, so it's a little bit less. I'll have to splice a block in on this side. But I don't like to waste anything, and this is all I have for lumber right now, so I'm going to use this. All right, we're just going to close the door to where it should fully be closed, and then line this board up with that. Let's see here. I would say right about there. Okay, and now when the door closes, it's going to close into this, and it can't go any further. And what I would do as well is run them down the sides so that these here will butt up against something when it closes. And that'll give me 3 sides now that are secure for these doors to butt up against that. Likely it'd be hard to kick the doors in. They're pretty solid doors. And then when I put my padlock on the outside, somebody's got to, I mean, it's easy enough to smash a padlock, but somebody would have to smash the padlock because you can't very easily pull the doors out. So I'm going to stick this on. Gotta close this door as well and see how that lines up. Oh man, it's hard to do with one person. I need more hands. Jesus. There, yep, that seems pretty good. I just need one screw up through here to hold it, and then I can check it again. Okay, so just go outside and see that it closes nice and flat on the outside here. Yeah, I'd say that's it there. My doors look pretty straight across. So now I'll secure that in place. And then we'll cut a little block for there. And when I get the lumber, I'll do a post down there and another one down the side here. And that way, that'll butt up against it. And this piece here will butt up against the door frame in here. And the top butts up against there. Nothing I can do with the bottom where it's rock foundation down there. That's just going to be backfilled with all kinds of crushed stone. Okay, lastly, here, because these doors are such a tight fit, I'm also going to cut this here off. And then that way, when this one and this one close, they won't rub together as easily. So I'm just going to shave these down at an angle. There, and that should help prevent the doors from interfering with one another. Not too bad. Awesome. Now they close well. They hit the board in behind that we just placed in there, so they don't move anywhere once they close. There's no wobble left in them. Everything worked out well. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe.